So, previously on Tyranny of Dragons, the blue dragon Lenithan revealed that he's actually an agent of a draconic faction opposing the cult of the dragon, the cult that raided Greenest and other nearby settlements. His efforts to infiltrate the cult met with little success ever since Rezmir, one of the cult leaders, tightened security. But it is obvious that the cult is up to something big. The dragon offered you gold and information in return for your help. He believes non-draconic spies could track the treasure that the cultists are amassing and find out where it is being sent. He basically asked you to travel to Baldur's Gate, where he knows that the treasure from recent raid is being sent to, and he wants you to see what you can find out. He also wanted to asked you to search for one of his missing agents, a half-elven spy named Talis, and as it turns out, Thokk is familiar with her. So after agreeing to the dragon's offer, you received some gold and a magical gem that you can use to communicate with the dragon, and then you headed northeast to find Mordai Vel. He is a wizard who can probably contact El Turel and notify the Order of the Gauntlet about the raid currently going on at Greenest. But on your way, you came upon a group of raiders mutilating the corpse of a halfling. Roscoe charged in and immediately identified the halfling as one of his lost clan members. And he also noticed a locket clutched in the dead halfling's hand. In the locket there were two paintings, one of Roscoe and the other one was of Lida's, his sister. And this is where we stopped last time.
My first question is, the locket, would I recognize that as having belonged to my mother or to my sister?
To your mother.
Ooh, even worse.
So you have 3 prisoners. They are basically tied up, and they are looking at you, Tal. And one of them is saying, "I don't get it. Why are our hands tied up? Come on, free us. It's just a halfling."
I immediately look at Roscoe if he's close.
So last time we stopped with Roscoe holding a spear in front of these guys.
I think one thing I'd like to do, because you mentioned that Dirk, what was his name, Daggershaw, was looked as if he was ill before these guys killed him.
Yes.
And I think I'd like to sort of examine the body more thoroughly and see if I can identify or get a sense of what was ailing him before, and also if there's anything else on his person that would be identifying or give a clue about what happened.
Okay, so you can do a wisdom medicine check.
Also, was I close enough
21.
to the guard to hear what he said?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna approach him from the back, take out my dagger, and put it to his throat, and tell him, "You have nowhere, or you don't have anything to say here, unless you're asked a question. Are we clear?"
And he looks at Tal for some reason with confusion on his face. Tal, can you make an insight check? It's a wisdom insight check. Okay, so yeah, you have no idea why he's looking at you, but he's obviously was expecting something of you. that raider, that mercenary, is looking at you, Azael, and he keeps his mouth shut. Now, Roscoe, you managed to look at the corpse, and as I said, you are aware that what killed him was the wounds inflicted upon him by those mercenaries, but you think that the state that, the sickness that took hold of him is probably due to some sort of magic. You don't think it's a regular disease, nothing you have ever encountered. It seems like a part of his life were sucked out of him.
Roscoe is getting kind of increasingly agitated and going to the edge of the camp, looking south and sort of trying to see, even though it's night and it's the dark, and where Dirk came from. And he'll turn to the rest of the group and he'll say, I think I have to go now.
Where are you going?
I think my mother might be in the forest there, and she might be very sick.
Do you know this for sure?
Well, this is her locket, and my parents, they disappeared. They disappeared 2 years ago, and this was our neighbor, and he's my second cousin, once removed. His name is Dirk, and he has. I think maybe my mother sent him to find me and to beg for help. But I'm not sure. I don't know. Do you question? Can wizards talk to dead people?
Some can.
Do you
This
think
ability is beyond me.
Well, maybe if we take Dirk to the wizard, then the wizard can talk to Dirk, and then I can find out where my mother is. Or should I just go looking now? I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I think that'll be a good idea. At the very least, he'll be able to examine the body and maybe tell you what happened to him. Maybe there's some clerics or someone of medical practitioner.
Okay, let's go. But let's mark where this is on the road. Let's find a rock or something. Or can you mark the place? Do you have magic so that we can remember this place on the trail?
I can scorch the earth. I can shoot a couple firebolts around here and kind of indicate the area in that manner.
Or we can leave the prisoners. They're only mercenaries.
I grab, before Roscoe leaves, I ask him, I pull his hand, I go, what do you want me, or what do you want to do with these mercenaries? Should we just let them go? It's your call, since I think we're aware of what's going on. What do you want? What do you want to happen with them?
You're the hand of justice out here, Roscoe. This is your brethren.
I'd like to go up to the pot that was on the fire and ask the cook, what were you cooking?
Beans.
Can I taste the beans?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I put my spoon in and I take out a spoonful and I taste them. And how do they taste?
Not very good, actually. He's not a very good cook. And obviously these men are, the lowly of mercenaries. They don't seem to be a part of an elite force or something like that. They probably were ordered to watch the back, the back roads, probably to get them out of the main action.
So I'll say that you're a terrible cook, and also you're a liar and a murderer, and I hate you, and we're going to put you in jail because that's where murderers belong. And when we put you in jail, I'm going to tell them not to let you work in the kitchen ever because you're a terrible cook.
And he again looks at Tal and he says, "Oh, come on! How long you will let this charade go on? Come on, release us! What is this halfling your boss?"
Well, I don't think that's the right answers after you guys killed a defenseless person. Now you're demanding me to wait.
What person? It's just a halfling and he's sick. Maybe your halfling will get sick too. This halfling came in and waving his... Okay, so you're answering with an eldritch blast?
Correct.
Okay, so as he says, maybe your halfling will get sick too, and then he disappears out of sight as your blast takes him. Now, since the other prisoners were also tied up with him, they all, fall in one big heap. How many points of damage did he do?
6.
Okay, so he's lying sprawled on the floor, still alive, but badly wounded. He's groaning.
So as I casually walk up to him, I tell the group that are captured, anybody else want to talk out of line? And I'll reach to the guy who was shot with Eldritch Blast, grab him by the collar, and drag him back to the rest of the group.
He spits blood and, keeps his face shut.
So we're going to take everybody to jail. It's going to be a bit of a difficult task.
Well, they can walk. Walk, prisoners. Walk to the
Fair
jail.
enough.
And who will carry Dirk? Maybe is Roscoe capable of carrying Dirk?
So yeah, you
I'll
could...
get him.
Okay.
Because we also have those 3 treasure chests that we're also carrying at the moment.
Yeah, so obviously Thokk or Tal can carry the body of the halfling. No, not a big deal for them. But
Is there space?
What? Sorry?
Oh, sorry. I was gonna ask, is there extra space that we could put the body into the wagon or caravan?
What caravan?
The one that's carrying the gold. Is there any space there that we can squeeze the body there?
There is no caravan, if I remember correctly. These are not...
We're just carrying small chests.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't
Heavy chests, but
come
chests.
doesn't come with the free transport.
No, these are just, like the size of them is like, I don't know, half a meter or something like that width. So these are not huge chests. They are quite heavy because they contain gold. But basically each one of you is carrying one. Between Tal, Thokk, and Azael, I think.
I see. Well, I guess I'll just carry it. I'll carry the body.
Okay, and what do you do with the prisoners?
Actually, why don't we have the prisoners carry the body? After we strip them of their armor and weapons.
Remove the weapons, remove the armor. Have the leader carry them.
I think no. Let's keep their hands tied. I don't trust them, and they killed him. I don't want them to touch him. I'll carry him.
Quick.
Okay, so Roscoe, make a strength check, and just to make sure you are going to the wizard with the 3 prisoners behind you.
I'd maybe march them in front, and I'd like to sort of on the walk continue to berate the leader about what a bad cook he is, and that that's not how you cook beans, and that there was no seasoning, and that the best thing to season beans with is mushrooms, and there are so many mushrooms this time of year. But you'll never cook again anyway, so it doesn't even matter. But I'm just telling you so you know.
Awesome. So you all start to march again, with Roscoe pouring endless insults into the ears of the cook. His name is Arlos, by the way. And you manage to carry the body of your friend. You think he's lost a lot of weight during this condition of his. And they keep quiet. Sometimes they eye Azael, but they keep to themselves, and they are very quiet. Okay. So you spent a couple of hours walking, and mind you, you are now walking into the night. I mean, it was evening before, and now it's getting closer and closer to midnight. So do you want to rest, or do you want to march on and get to the wizard's residence? I mean, do you want to rest, or do you want to continue walking?
Let's just continue walking.
Okay.
Up for walking.
Same.
Okay. So, after a couple more hours, you get to this place. This is what you see. So obviously it's a ruin. I hope you all see it in Roll20. Let me know if you don't.
Yes.
Okay.
Reminder, I'm not on Roll20.
Oh, great. So what you see is a ruin that resembles a Mayan pyramid. It's a pyramid with stairs going from the bottom of it to the top, and it has basically 2 entrances. One something like 30 or 20 feet climb on the stairs. Then 30 feet after the climb, you can see one entrance, and then the stairs continue up, and they continue something like 40 or 50 more feet into a second entrance. The place is obviously in ruins. There is a lot of weed and vegetation covering it, and the stone is crumbling in many places, but obviously it is occupied, because you simply hear shoutings, and basically what you hear is the voice of a man coming from the first entrance, the lowest one, and this man says something like, "But you had 3 hours! 3 hours! We are late to the ball!" And then you can hear some dishes break, and some noises, some shouting, and then, "No, I didn't say that this dress is not... No, this isn't... I mean, wait, because... No, it was you that..." And then more dishes are broken, and then he says, "No, you don't look fat. All I said is..." And then more dishes. And eventually he shouts, "All the magic in the world won't..." And then, boom, you can hear a door slam, and then grumbling, but that's it. Your prisoners, they look at one another and at you in great confusion.
Is there a tree or something we can stake the prisoners to?
Yes. So basically, this place
I
is.
say we bind them outside and head up to the first entrance.
Is this where we thought we would find the wizard? About, I guess I'm asking that both in and out of character.
So you think so? Escobert, the dwarf, told you that you should head east and find a ruin in which the wizard is supposed to be living.
Let's march forward. I think this might be the place.
Okay, so you bind the 3 prisoners to the tree that is next to this structure. What next?
I'm gonna climb the pyramid to the first entrance.
Okay. So once you climb the stairs, you realize that the entrance is blocked by 2 heavy wooden doors. And obviously the wooden doors are not part of the original structure. And now that you examine this structure more closely, you can see snake-like figures are etched into the stone. They sometimes have human bodies and snake-like heads. Sometimes it's a full human-sized snake wearing armor and holding a sword. But obviously the snake theme is running through all the... everywhere you look, you see evidence of that snake worship, maybe etched and drawn into the stone of this structure. The door is it's a heavy wooden door that is currently shut. You can see light emanating from behind it.
I move forward to the door and knock.
I was gonna say I use the hilt of my dagger to knock loudly on the door.
Okay, so you knock, and that same voice that you heard earlier says, wait a minute. And then he shouts, are you expecting anyone? You hear from the higher entrance, you can hear some noises, but after that the door simply opens, and you can see a short old man with wispy white hair and strange goggles on his eyes. He opens up the door, looks at all of you, and immediately when he sees Azael, he turns pale and jumps back, like if he's seen a cockroach, or he's seen a something scary. Just jumps back and says, "You."
What about me? Do I know you?
And then he fusses with his goggles, and you can see that they have like small mechanisms inside. He can adjust the focus of the lenses, and then he twists them and adjusts them, and then he says, "Wait, it's not you. It's him, or is it you? I don't know. This is very strange. Very strange. You should all come in. Yes, come in. Don't mind my wife."
I go inside.
I don't mind your wife. My name is Roscoe. Are you the wizard that we're looking for? Can you talk to dead people?
And he says, "Ha, wizard. Wizard. Can't be a wizard these days, not with her." And he points up where you still hear some noises. You go into a small room with many exits out of it. He points at all these exits and says, "Don't wander off. There are dangerous things inside, and I haven't finished exploring all the exits." You find yourself in a very small and comfortable living room. Carpets on the floor, there's a lit fireplace, a table with some wine and fruits, and a very, very big sofa. And at this point, he turns to you, Azael, and asks, "Why are you wearing a human?"
It's a long story. I could tell you later. Are you Mordai of Hell?
Indeed.
We came here from Greenest seeking you out. They are being attacked by a dragon army.
He looks at you like he isn't very surprised, and he says, "So, Leosin was right after all. I'm very sorry to hear that."
They're asking for your help. They want you to send word to the next town or anyone who could come and save them.
He says, "Well, yes, of course, I can do that, but why are you wearing a human? And what do you care about, Greenest?" And then he looks at all of you, and especially at you, Roscoe, carrying that dead corpse.
Greenest is a place that I gave my word to protect. This is part of that.
And at this point, Mordai seems very confused. He asks, "Wait a minute, who am I talking to? Are you a man wearing a demon, or a demon wearing a man?"
The demon is trapped inside of me. It's an archdevil. It has nowhere to go.
So he adjusts his goggle again, and he takes a step to get closer to you, and then he grabs you by the head and opens your mouth with his hands and peeking inside your mouth. And then he says,
I push him back.
Wait a minute.
What are you doing?
I'm examining you. Need to make sure.
I still have all my teeth, unless you're a dentist of some kind.
You didn't feel any fingers crawling inside your throat, did you? Headaches?
No.
Dizziness?
None.
Did you lose any weight recently?
I interrupt them. Excuse me, sir, but we were sent here from Greenest with an urgent message. The town is under attack, and we were asked to seek you to get help from El Terrell.
And he turns back and says, he kind of waves his hand dismissively and says, yes, I can't cast any spells today. Or ever. And then you can hear...
You can't cast any spells.
And then you can hear another dish being thrown upstairs. And Roscoe, you ask why not. He turns to you and says, well, because she took the key. She took the key for my spellbook. And he reaches out behind the sofa and he puts out this immense tome, which is locked by a very small, silvery, very delicate lock. And he slams the book on the table, making all the fruit jump from the bowl that they were in and fall on the floor. And then he says, she took the key and she won't return it, so I can't cast any spells. And since I'm not talking to her anymore, I'm afraid I can't help you.
I just roll my eyes.
I look at him for a second and said, may I try something?
He looks at you and says, of course. On your own responsibility, of course. I'm not...
I cast knock on the lock.
Okay. So you cast your spell on the lock, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. So can you make a dexterity saving throw and let me know how did you do?
Is it just how?
No, this is
Thokk.
This is Thokk.
Yeah, just a sec. I gotta swap apps real quick.
Okay.
Rolled a 15.
A 15. Okay, so what happens is once you cast the spell, the magical energy is actually getting... it becomes visible once it touches the book. The book floats in midair and then starts to chase you across across the room. You manage to duck and get out of the way, but for 30 or 40 seconds, the book simply chases you and tries to slam you on the head. And the wizard simply looks at you and he says, well, if you would ask me, I would tell you this is what it does when someone approaches it without the proper key. And he kind of moves his hair and you can see some marks there, like Mordai was being hit recently on the head. I tried to talk to him, it doesn't help.
Maybe we can have better luck. I'll go talk to your wife, see if she'll hand over the key.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's go up and have a conversation with his wife.
Well, good luck with that. And don't tell her she's fat. She doesn't like it.
Is she fat? And also, what's your wife's name? And also, why did she take the key away?
She took the key because... And he says, well, I maybe implied that the dress she chose isn't very... doesn't compliment her. But I didn't meant her in a bad way. She just took it in a bad way. Then we started the fight, and she took I told her that maybe I can cast a spell and make the dress a bit more loose. And then she said that I called her fat, but I didn't. I just told her that the dress is very tight. So she took the key and decided that I'm not allowed to cast any spells for the... this is... I'm sorry for that. She can be a real annoyance, but I do love her. And he says that her name is Norna.
Norna?
Yes.
How long have you been married?
Oh, ever since I met her, sometimes, I think it was 2 years ago, I was struck by her beauty. She has white hair and blue eyes and pale skin, and she's very smart.
That's nice. How do we go to her room?
While they're talking, I'm gonna walk up to the upper door.
So this is it. You need to go out and then simply climb the rope, the stairs to the higher level, and then, obviously, at least by the sound of it, she's there.
I'm going to go up and knock on the upper door.
So surprisingly enough, the upper floor doesn't have a door. You just see a dark corridor leading into the pyramid.
Is there any kind of like frame around the opening or anything other than the stone?
No, just the stone, and as I said, it is adorned by etchings of snake people crawling on the floor. But other than that, there is no frame or door.
I'm gonna make my way to follow Thokk.
Okay. Roscoe, Mordai points to the sofa and he says that you can leave the body there. He will make sure no one disturbs it.
I say, okay, he should be easy to take care of. He's dead already.
And he hands you a jar of cookies and says that his wife really liked those. Maybe it will help you.
Okay, I'll try and save one for her. And I start eating one and go up the stairs.
Okay. So you all meet Thokk up as he is watching into this dark corridor.
Okay, I'm going to cast a light cantrip.
Okay. So you cast your light spell and you find yourself in a square room with a stone table in the middle of it, and this stone table has stains all over it, red dark stains. They look ancient. You believe it is blood, and there are 2 exits from this room, one to your right and one just in front of you.
Openings or doorways?
Openings. The opening to the right smells of dried up blood. The opening to just in front of you is you can see that the corridor itself has snake faces on each of its sides at different heights, and they all open. I mean, the jaws of the snakes are open, facing each other.
When we get to the room, I would like to call out, Norna, we want to talk to you. I brought your favorite cookies. Come out before I eat them all up.
Make a perception check.
Just Roscoe or everybody?
Just you can all make your checks. Roscoe simply because he was expecting an answer. Roscoe, you think that the noises, you can hear noises of closets being opened and closed, and some items being shuffled. You think these are coming from the corridor just ahead of you. The one with the snakes' heads facing each other.
Okay. Being paranoid and coming from a criminal background, I don't like the open snake mouths. Sorry, I gotta go AFK for a minute.
Anybody here where Norma's at?
I think she's down the hallway straight ahead. We have to walk past the snakes.
Then let's walk past the snakes.
Will they attack us?
Can I go up to the snakes and inspect it for anything magical?
Yes, you can get closer and make a investigation check. Or if you want to make an Arcana check to find anything magical, that's also good.
15 on investigation.
Okay. So you crouch next to one of the faces, and indeed you can see that there is an opening right where its throat should be. This opening is facing the middle of the corridor. You do expect something to come out of it, so at least it looks like that, like there is an empty space behind it. You also find evidence of runes on the floor. These are square runes. They seem to be laid out just in the middle of the corridor in even spaces, but you don't understand the language. So there is a rune and then a meter apart from the next one, and then a meter apart at the next one, and they are simply laid out in the middle of the corridor. At the end of the corridor, you can see an archway, and then there is a T section to the left and to the right, but you don't see what lies there.
Does it look magical, the runes?
Make an Arcana check.
15.
Nope, these are not magical.
Well, if nothing seems magical, do I see anything that possibly triggers something or anything like that?
You can make another investigation check, but you'll have to step into the corridor to see that clearly.
I'll do just that.
Okay.
13.
Okay. So as you enter into the corridor, basically to investigate the rune, your feet touches something, and then you can feel one of the a part of the floor simply sinks in, triggering this pressure plate. At this very moment, one of the snake heads just to the right of you exhales a cold gush of air. And following that, a dart flies out. Zip. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Lots of traps.
Oh, 2.
Okay. So, let's see. So this dart hits you and pricks you for, well, it's not exactly a prick. It's 10 points of damage as this dart sinks into your flesh. And then dizziness follows. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Okay.
Same score.
Yeah, so you are now poisoned. Which means... Oh, wait, this is the wrong... So you feel basically dizzy, and your head kind of spins. I'll find what it means in a minute, but what do you guys want to do?
Azael, are you okay? You don't look too good. Do you want to? They're really good.
Yeah, so you
Maybe
have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
I'm gonna pull the dart out. And I turn to the rest of the group and I just start telling them, this area seems to be trapped. I took a pretty mean blow here from this dart. Not feeling too good. I think it was poisoned. I think one of you guys should go ahead of me. I'm not doing too well right now.
I mean, having seen what Azael did, and would we know like what triggered the trap?
So
I'll just tell them.
Okay.
There's a pressure plate here I stepped on. There might be more. Just be careful.
So Roscoe, do you want to go in, or what are you guys doing?
Sure. Yeah, I'll go. I'll just be careful not to step on that pressure plate and keep my eyes sort of like check it and examine it a little bit to see like what it looks like what distinguishes it from the other flagstones on the floor, and just try to avoid stepping on anything that looks like that.
Okay. So make an intelligence investigation check. It takes you a while. What, Ken?
I have very bad. Yeah, let's see. 15.
Okay.
Lucky me.
So you basically go on all fours and you cross the corridor very, very, very slow, checking the flagstones, making sure there aren't any other pressure plates. You do find 3 more, but you manage to basically bypass them by simply not stepping on them, and then you reach to the end of the corridor. This corridor ends with a T intersection, so you're facing a wall. You can look to the right and to the left, and you can see that these corridors, both to the right and to the left, have big paintings on the wall. These are sort of like hand paintings, these are not framed or something like that, and they depict snake people basically sacrificing humans, elves, dwarfs to some entity up in the sky that sends tentacles from the sky to grab at the dead sacrificed creatures. And the drawings, they have this theme. So if you look right, you can see that the tentacles grow longer and longer and eventually touch the ground. And if you look to the left, the tentacles depicted are higher up in the sky. So you think that this describes a ceremony and the painting sort of goes from left to right in depicting it, or the steps needed to do it.
Are there any halflings that they're offering?
So you kind of examine the paintings, but there is not a lot of light here. Basically, Azael, I think, or Thokk maybe, holds the light at the other end of the corridor. So there are a lot of shadows around you, and then something touches you.
I'll turn around. Hi, Thokk. You made it through the hallway?
So when you do turn around, this is what you see, and you believe you have just found Mordai's wife. So for Thokk, who's, I hope he's listening, basically what Roscoe sees is this huge, white, fat spider with blue eyes, all 8 of them, and this spider simply goes down on you and tries to bite you. I need your AC.
15.
A 15, okay. So you are getting bitten for 12 points of damage, and then you need to make a Constitution saving throw. Wow, that is awesome. So the poison runs through your veins. You manage to resist some of its effect. You are taking an additional 11 points of damage from the poison running through your veins.
Okay, I'm unconscious.
Okay, so if you are unconscious, you are stable. Okay, so you don't need to make any death saves. This bloated creature starts using his sticky webs to engulf you. Now, all of you guys at the back of the hall, you basically see this 8-legged creature coming down on Roscoe, biting him, and then starting to use its sticky web all over him. And at this point, I need you all to roll initiative.
Do we have? Oh no.
So Azael with an 8. Roscoe with an 8. Tal with a 7. Wow, guys.
Yeah, we're all joining in together. We can't leave anyone behind.
Okay.
We're just getting bad rolls out of the way.
Thokk, do you hear us? Is he with us? Or I'm not monitoring the Discord app. So I will roll for him. Thokk. Character sheet, initiative. So he is with a 22. Okay, so once you all snap out of it, Thokk is able to act first. He is not here, so let's jump to... bummer. So she's acting right after him. Let's assume he is simply... wow. Uses vicious mockery on her. Seen him do it. So she needs to make a saving throw, which she managed to. She rolled high enough. Okay, so Thokk is shouting insults at her. Fat, you're fat. but she seems to ignore it, and then she climbs on top of the roof of the corridor Roscoe just crawled through, and jumps at, let's say, Azael. Azael, she rolled a 15 to hit. Does it hit you?
What was the roll?
15 against your AC.
Yes.
Okay. So you take, let's see, wow, that's 10 points of damage from her bite.
And I'm unconscious.
Okay. So you are unconscious, but you will need to make death saves, because this isn't the poison that brought you down. Okay.
Okay.
Great. Roscoe is down. Tal.
Okay. So I rush into the closest. It's just one, right? Or I look around. Do I see a lot more spiders?
So you see only one. She just dropped Roscoe and Azael. Thokk is next to you, but you're alone here.
Okay. So I rush in and I swing my hand axe towards this creature.
Okay, and she kind of whispers as you run to her, Norna, Norna. Okay.
Do I know is that a word that I know or something?
So you know that Norna is the name of Mordai's wife, and he also said that she's white with she has blue eyes and white hair, and that she's fat. So you connect the dots and understand that this is his wife.
I yell out, "This is my battle cry for today." I go, "He has a freaking crazy, creepy wife," and I slam my hand axe towards this creature.
Okay.
Main hand. Crit
Oh, awesome.
for 13 damage.
13 damage. This is amazing. Okay. So, this
And
creature
then,
shrieks in pain.
I have an offhand to follow up.
Did you roll the d6 twice for your crit? Because I only see a 6 here, plus your 5.
I can see 11 plus 2, so it can't be 1d6, right?
I
Okay.
did the champion background, so my crit range is 19. And then 5 for strength, and then 2 for proficiency.
The 2 is for proficiency. So the 11 might be a d6 plus your strength. So make sure that there are 2 dice here, because you need to multiply your...
Yeah, you need to roll that other d6.
I see 2 d6 rolls there.
The crit there is the 11, and then the plus 2 is my crit. I don't think I roll 2d6.
Oh, the
unless-
plus 2 is the crit? Okay,
Yes.
I see it now. Okay.
Okay,
It's a
great.
total of 13.
Yeah.
And then this is my offhand. Does 12 hit?
No. With a just below what you need to hit her. She still on the roof. So the first one opens up a nasty gash in her abdomen. The second one, she managed to move her feet and get out of the way. But still, it's
Side note.
Yeah.
Compared to a dog, how big is this spider?
so she is large, which means that she's
Ooh.
more to the size of a horse or something like that.
Someone kill it with fire.
Okay, so that was Tal. Anything else you want to do?
I cringe because it's a huge ass spider.
Okay, so this is Thokk's turn. I will simply attack. Yeah.
Could I
unless-
make one suggestion for Thokk?
Yeah.
If he has any healing, maybe heal one of the people who are downed.
Yeah, maybe he
So-
could throw a healing word on,
Yeah.
on Azael as a bonus action.
Okay, so he
Or
can.
Roscoe.
So he can probably attack and then use a healing word, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say he will use his rapier to attack her. With the 22, it definitely hits, and then no, I just want the damage. Damn it! 1d8 plus.
If you mouse over the weapon and left click on the weapon itself, you get a damage roll.
In the chat box. So it says rapier. If you just click rapier, it'll do it.
So wait, I've clicked rapier and it just rolled the. Damn it! I'm so bad at this. I don't know. How do I make a regular roll? Just slash.
So the part where you rolled, it says 22 and then 6.
Okay, forget it. I have dice with me. I don't need it. So
Okay.
I'm trying to be tech savvy, but I'm not. So he managed to hit her, and he deals 7 points of damage to her. She shrieks again, and then he uses his healing word, and this will be 1d4 plus 2 healing for. Who did we say? Azael. So you get 6 points of health.
I assume I wake up?
Yep, you wake up. So this is for Thokk. Azael, you wake up, and then Norna, she is really angry at Tal for hurting her so much. So she'll attempt to bite you, Tal. She hits an armor class of 17.
Yes.
Okay, so the bite, you take 7 points of damage from her bite.
Ouch.
And if you are still up, you need to make a Constitution saving throw as she injects poison into your body.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
So, you take, that's 3, 1, that's 4, 10, 17 points of damage. This is poison damage.
Oh, poison. I'm a green dragonborn.
Ooh. So, do you have resistance or advantage on...
I have resistance, so I take half of the damage.
Right. Great.
So it's 17, you said?
So this is depending on the DM. If we take the half, do we round out, round up, or round down?
It should be round down.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So that was Norna, and we go to Azael. So she is basically standing in the middle of the room, the one with the stone slab on it, and she tries to eat you all, while whispering, "Norna, Norna."
I'm gonna cast Mirror Image.
Oh, it's one of the most complicated spells in the history of 5e. Okay.
So if the spider attacks, I'll roll a d20 and determine whether the attack hits one of the duplicates.
Yeah. So just to make sure, Tal, you failed your saving throw, so you are poisoned.
Oh, I don't. Oh, including the poison damage, I get poisoned.
Yeah, and wait a minute. The target is stable but poisoned for 1 hour, even after regaining hit points, and is paralyzed while poisoned in this way. Ooh.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So Tal, you are now paralyzed. In addition to.
Oh no.
And Roscoe is still down, right? Down. Okay. Okay.
And I'm gonna get away as far away from the spider as possible as part of my movement.
Okay. So she might be able to attack you if you don't disengage, because you are in melee range. So Do you want to? So you're counting on your mirror image to kick in?
Yes.
Okay. So as you move back, she does try to hit you. So now it's time to remind us how mirror image works. Each time a creature targets you in attack, roll a d20 to determine when the attack instead targets one of your duplicates. Okay. So roll. You need to roll.
Roll a 6 or higher, targets the duplicate.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a gun. Seriously.
Okay, so let me see. Did she even hit you? Oh my god, that's a natural 20 here.
I'm done.
Oh, okay.
I'm out.
Okay.
Oh no.
So yeah, we probably. So how many hit points do you have total?
6.
6. Let me see. Okay, so I think we do need to roll all this damage, right? I mean, no.
See
we
what the
don't.
dice say?
No, we don't, because you are stable after the poison damage doesn't kill you. Just you drop to 0 hit points, and this is it. Okay. So,
Oh wait, I have inspiration. Can I use that on the the d20 roll?
Oh yeah, that's a good call. Yes, please. I think it's a inspiration. I think it's a D8 or something like that, or maybe it gives you an advantage. I don't remember exactly. I will tell you in a minute. Ben, do you remember?
Yeah, normally for D20, he could just roll the D20 again.
Okay.
And take a different.
Great.
Sounds good to me.
So make another roll. Oh. Okay, so one of your... So I am assuming that your duplicate is destroyed.
Yes, because I rolled a 20.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so that was a very, very good use of a mirror image and an inspiration. Good for you. Okay, Roscoe is still down, unfortunately, and Tal is paralyzed, which brings us back to Thokk.
Do I make a save every turn? Question mark.
So no, it's for 1 hour, even after regaining hit points.
Yeah. 1 hour.
Yeah, so that means that both you and Roscoe are basically out for the battle. This is yeah.
We're a vegetable.
Yeah. Okay, so Thokk is going to dance with his rapier again, and probably not using his character to the best of his abilities, but this is it. This is what happens when you're not playing your character. So rapier +4. He rolled a 2, which doesn't hit. Will it help someone if he cast another healing word?
Yes. It helped me.
So he will do that and give you 4 more points of damage. Not sure how many times I can use it, but okay.
At 3rd level, we should have 4 first level spells and 2 second level. So he probably can cast. I don't know if he cast earlier in the day though, so I don't remember about that.
Okay, well,
we haven't had a rest in a while.
Yeah. Okay, so the spider will try to bite Thokk in the ass. So she rolled a 18. I think it hits his armor class. Yeah, he has a 13 over armor class, but he does have only 5 points of damage left according to Roll20. So he goes down. But he does need to make death saves. So I'll let one of you roll for him. Azael.
Yes.
Yes, so you have managed to step away from Mordai's wife. You see that Thokk is in trouble, Roscoe is down, and Tal is paralyzed. What do you do?
I'm going to cast Hex on the creature.
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna unleash an Eldritch Blast.
Okay. So
13.
13 hits her square in the face. So
For 10 points.
10 points.
Plus your hex damage.
Oh, plus my hex, right?
So how much is it? 4.
So 14
So
total.
okay, so let me just check. You did 20, 30, 34 points of damage to her, and at this point she falls down from the roof and stays on her back with her feet kind of clutched, the way spiders die. Not a pretty sight, but she's down. And it was.
I'm gonna go immediately to Thokk and see if I can help him out.
So you can make a medicine check.
Not very good.
I think you need to pull more than 10 or something like that to stabilize him.
Yes.
7.
Okay, so that didn't work. So how does it go? I mean, you can. Let me see if you can simply repeat the check. And then he needs to make death saves, and it's like you're giving him CPR. Right? Am I correct, Ben?
Yes, you can make a medicine check as your action on a turn to try and stabilize somebody. So I think you should be able to repeat it.
Okay.
After every.
So I need someone to roll the first death save for Thokk, and then we can repeat the check, and then another death save, and then repeat the check, etc. So let's say Azael, roll a d20 for Thokk. Okay.
17.
So 1 success. Great. You can repeat your medicine check.
Okay, repeating. 9.
Okay. Second death save for Thokk. So you're basically in the corridor with 2 down friends. You are giving him CPR and trying to suck the poison.
9.
Okay. Second success. Third medicine check. Okay.
16.
So he's stable. So yeah. So so you're basically leaning, against the wall with all your friends down.
I'm gonna go ahead and get Roscoe out of the webbing, however much.
So that will require you to cross the corridor again, and since Roscoe went down before telling you where are the pressure plates, it could be dangerous.
Maybe I can make a perception check to see if I notice any more traps.
Okay. So at the corridor?
Yeah, the direction that Roscoe is going, inside the corridor, and see if I notice any more pressure plates or something.
Okay, so you want to repeat what he did. Okay, no problem. So make your investigation check. So you're crawling toward Roscoe. Very, very slowly touching the floor, making sure there aren't any more pressure plates. Now, the light spell is with... maybe it was gone after Thokk went down. So you're basically prodding...
It remains on the object for an hour.
Oh, great.
Regardless.
So you do have... let's assume you cast it on I don't know, a rock or something like that. So you do have some shadows and some lights dancing on the wall in front of you. Oh, you have the devil's sight. Awesome. So this means that when you go to Roscoe's limp body and you start, unwrapping him, you hear this sound to the left and to the right of you.
Oh man. So I'm gonna grab Roscoe and head on back because I figured since I have an investigation of 23, I know where the plates are. and I'm gonna pull him back into the corridor.
Okay, great. So as you do that, you can see from the shadows, just very, very close to you, like moth to the flames. You can see tiny, itsy bitsy white spiders crawling on the floor and basically pouring into the corridor and swarming into the room that you pull Roscoe to. And you can see that these are white spiders with blue eyes, but these are tiny. Probably Norna's kids.
I'm gonna start shooting firebolts at him. As I'm pulling Roscoe into the other room, getting him away from these spiders.
Okay. So, guys, let me know. Do you think we should stop here and hope that next time will be with us, or do you want to see what happens for another 10 minutes? Because you are down.
2 players.
So is it a good cliffhanger, or or you want to see what happens? Because I do have 10 more minutes.
I want to see what happens, but I will go with the rest of the group.
I become a green ancient dragon to save you guys.
Okay, so I think we'll stop here, and we'll see how do you get out of this one. Okay, guys. So yeah, it was a little bit short today. Sorry for that. Hopefully will be able to be with us for the entirety of next game. And I think next week I'm fine with playing. Maybe the week after that I'm on a vacation. I will check and let you guys know. Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you for the session.
Yes,
it was
thank
great.
Thank you.
Great, thank you guys. Sorry for it. It was shorter, but yeah, this is how it is. Great. Okay, so have a great week, and Daniel, good luck with your new job, and I hope Will is okay. And I'll see you next week.
Do you hate me or something for a 1 hour paralyzed effect?
Yeah, so we need to look at the books. What's going on with that? I mean, maybe Thokk has something. This is why I'm kind of. I'm sorry that he wasn't here, because I probably didn't play his character correctly enough or optimally. But maybe he has something that can.
The spell Lesser Restoration can relieve paralysis, but I don't know if that's a spell he took for his character. It's probably not.
Right. Okay, so we'll have a week to think about it.
Thank you so much for the session.
Great, no problem, and I'll see you. Yeah.
I was so happy, like, wait, I have a resistance to poison. And he's like, oh yeah, you're now poisoned and paralyzed.
Yeah, that's...
Holy shit.
Sorry I disappeared on you guys.
Oh, that's fine. You're here. I was worried that you're not. Sure. So, did you do you know what's going on, or are you?
I have no clue. I had to disconnect.
Okay.
About 20 minutes.
Okay, so we stopped at another cliffhanger.
I guess I'll listen to the recap.
Yeah, exactly. And so we have a week to think together how we pull off of this one.
2 of us are like comatose or something.
Okay, guys. So have a great week, and see you next week.
Hello?
Hello.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.